Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Will.
My name is Catherine.
And this is Behind the Pixel. We are the co-founders of Open Pixel Studios, and we run a podcast called Behind the Pixel. This is where we try to bridge the knowledge gap between those who buy creative content and those who make it. That's giving you a little bit of behind the scenes of how we do our animation process, how we utilize animation for different kinds of content marketing, both on the business side and on the nonprofit side. But also just digging in a little bit deeper into a ton of different ways where creative content is created. Live action, we're going to get graphic designers and font people. We're going crazy.
We're going all in.
We're going all in.
But if you're here with us today,
yeah.
You are listening to a short-formed hack,
yes.
which is basically little tips and tricks as we've learned along the way.
Short-form content.
Yeah.
Got to get that short form.
It's hot right now.
Yeah.
And so one of those things that we're going to be talking about is using blogs as animation scripts for our marketers out there who are awesome blog makers, blog writers, blog designers, bloggers.
They're bloggies.
Bloggies. I don't think that'll catch on.
Bloggies?
But why don't you take us into the topic?
All right. So, there's this idea of like old school marketing and new school marketing. And I think it has to do with channels. So blogs was an existing traction channel a long time ago when the internet first popped up. People were searching online, and blogs would pop up in the search engine. And now I think where communication, marketing, all of that is headed, or here already, social media, right? Mm-hmm. Like it's flipped the script on like where blogs are found. And usually you put your blog up on LinkedIn, whatever.
Website, Medium, Substack.
Yeah.
All
and
over
then
the place.
you basically gate your content. You basically say like, here's a wall where I need your email, or usually it's just email, but maybe more information to get this thing, this blog or this other thing.
Kind of like a lead magnet situation.
Yeah. And I think that's going away a bit. Mm. And a lot of people are pouring more money into videos, content, putting content more on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, wherever, TikTok.
But what am I going to do with all the blogs that I've written?
Yes, exactly. So that's the idea behind today's episode. And the hack that we have for you today uses AI. It's the first one that we've talked about it. And I know...
I don't like it.
I know. So you could go and use ChatGPT. Everyone's been talking about ChatGPT.
Got it. Nailed it.
ChatGPT. How many times do I have to say it for the algorithms? ChatGPT. You could use it to give topics. Like you can write a whole blog out of ChatGPT, but something you might want to do is look at old content, because your old content is what ChatGPT has fed off of, right? It's been learning about your blogs and content, and that's what it like kind of accumulates. And so one of the ways that I think you could use ChatGPT in a more productive way, rather than just taking what it gives you, is feeding it something, right? So you could prompt it to give you information, but you could also say, take this information and change it. And I think that's what I'm alluding to here. So one way to use ChatGPT very effectively is to use it to condense those long form blogs that you had like a long time ago.
Right. Those 2,500 words or more.
That probably have really good messaging in there. Yeah. Right. And you can condense it down to get to a 30 to 60 second video script. And I think that's where most people kind of trip up. They say like, I don't know what to write. Okay, ChatGPT, give me something to write. But that doesn't actually take in your voice. It doesn't take in your feeling or your thoughts.
Right, the blog already has your tone, your message.
Exactly. So you take that blog and you put it into ChatGPT and you say condense it down. So I'm going to give you a few warnings, a few ways to do this. So ChatGPT can make some mistakes, right? It gets some facts entirely wrong. Mm-hmm. So you want to triple check when you read your thing that it gives you back. I'll tell you how to do it in a second. But you want to reread that information and make sure that it's right, that it's not saying something that's entirely wrong.
I mean, that's just quality control too.
Quality control. Yeah. So it's really good at reading, and it's really good at summarizing, but it could get it could be confidently wrong sometimes. So make sure you reread. You also want to reread it and get rid of some of the generic language. The ChatGPT on its own will give you the generic summary of something, and you'll say, well, this doesn't sound like our voice.
Right. It might take away some of your voice that you had in there originally. And
we talked about brand voice in one of our podcast episodes, and I think that's the thing that you want to really sort of instill or put in back into the writing. So give it some oomph. You can also... hire a writer. You can do
Recommended.
that. Punch up your script. That's an industry term. You punch it up with some of the language to get more in line with the target audience that you're trying to reach. So here we get into prompting. So a prompt, just so you know, is what you put into the box. It's kind of like what you would put inside of search in Google, but you would just put it into ChatGPT. Some of the things that I do normally, if I'm going to try to condense a long script, would be to be specific and define both the audience and the voice that's writing the thing. So, you would say something like, pretend you're a master communications officer and have 100 years of experience and summarize the following text. And
You're
then
telling
you would paste.
ChatGPT.
That's what I would literally write in.
Or whatever tool, because it doesn't have to be just ChatGPT. There are other ones.
There are other ones, but they all use OpenAI software for the most part.
Yeah.
So anyway, you would write that sentence in, and then you would paste in your text. Now, there's a very specific thing that you have to do is when you paste anything in that you want it to read, you put it in quotes, because it's the next. It tells language-wise when you say, okay, quote, here's the long text, here's another quote. It's condensing, sort of containing that particular area.
Question then. If I have a blog that I've written already, right, I'm even thinking about the blogs that we write. If I copy paste it directly in, I add the quotes to the
it's the front and the end. Yeah.
But
or put a colon in
But
there.
I have quotes from, people, I have actual quotes in the blog itself.
Yeah.
Do I have to remove those quotes?
No.
Okay.
No. It takes in quotes from within. So you can have quotes within.
You can have
quotes.
meta quotes is what I'm
asking. You have
asking.
meta quotes.
Okay,
yes,
perfect.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
What about bullet points? Because I do that a lot.
Yeah, so that's my last tip here is that basically you want to reformat your blog to take away any of the sort of visual cues that go into. You probably don't have to do that. ChatGPT probably already knows, but it's just nicer and cleaner for you to paste in paragraphs and say here's what I want you to summarize and be very specific about that.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess that's fair. So how would you rate it in terms of its actual effectiveness? It sounds like you're saying
I think it's very effective at reading it, condensing, and summarizing. If you said, give me a 30-second video script or 30-second animated script, or be very specific about what type of animation you're doing, maybe a motion graphic script, you want to put that in there, but say use this content that I've already had.
Yeah, because I wonder if there would be some challenges there in terms of the way it formats something, right? If it's a script for...
It's just going to give you paragraphs.
Yeah,
it's not going to put it in an AV script. Unless you very specifically say that, it might do it. I've never tried that, but it might. Yeah.
We'll have to look into it.
Yeah.
But I guess it sounds like you're saying that for the people who are interested and want to use AI as a tool for their writing content and being able to tie that into marketing where you should be able to repurpose the content that you already have.
It's your information. You're just giving it back. And it already knows. That's the thing is OpenAI has already scraped the internet more than once.
I know.
So it already has that information.
I don't want to get into it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But you're giving it again, the information again, just to say this specific thing, I want you to reformat this.
Right.
And that gets you closer to a piece of content that you already had.
Right.
Yeah.
Then you can take that, bring it to an animation team, and they can help from there.
Yeah.
Or internally if you have a creative team on your own.
Yeah. And if you've heard our AV script episode, you can put it into an AV script format, write in some
highly recommended
visual descriptions in there, maybe work with a creative person there, and then you're off and running to your animation video.
Did you lose the word?
I did.
That's fair.
I did.
Well,
but that's it. That's the hack.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us. We hope this was informative in some way and you're able to make some awesome scripts from here.
Yeah.
And until next time,
stay honest.
Stay open. No, I did it wrong. That's on me. Devastating. You hate to see it. Okay. Until next time.
Stay honest.
Stay open. Oh my God. Look at how this is turning around. You've had this is on me. I take full responsibility.
I practiced this 12 times.
Oh, really?
That's how I know it.
That makes me so happy. Okay.
Stay honest.
Stay creative.
Stay open. Open pixels to you.
Bye.
Bye.